Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. Saturday morning, we're doing some art. You know, when I was growing up, we were watching cartoons on Saturday morning. I feel like y'all, I mean, this isn't a world, let's be honest, it's not a worldwide thing. But we got art on Saturday mornings. That's what it is now. And I like it. I feel like you get both. You get cartoons, you get art. It's a good time. It's a very creative time. Saturday morning is a chill time. And yeah, we're hopping in. We're going to be creating art today. I'm in Unreal Engine 5, as y'all know. And we're going to be making some cool stuff for the Moving Meditations 3D Challenge. It is a challenge, a community challenge, where each of y'all get you get the same prompt and you make it your own. You make it unique. You got one more week left to work on your art. We've gotten hundreds of submissions so far, and over the next week they're all going to be pouring in. We have the most people participating in this challenge with 6,000 plus, I believe, submissions, or not submissions. We have 6,000 plus people working on their art. We'll see how many people submit this time around, but I can't wait to see everyone's art. It's going to be one giant martial arts mega montage. And yeah, I've been working on my art over the last few weeks here, trying to build out a scene that I'm proud of, and I've made some good progress on it this week. And stream-wise, what we'll be doing, I'm going to be overhauling my art today on stream. I've been working on an interior warehouse scene, but I want to bring in some exterior elements to my render, to my environment. So I'm gonna be busting down some walls, putting in some windows, adding a city in the background, and incorporating that element to my environment. Then I'll get more into that once we hop in, of course. I'm in Unreal Engine 5. I know it's something that y'all are trying to learn. I'm really trying to learn it. I feel like I've gotten a grasp on it. So it feels really nice to be able to create some cool stuff, some photoreal stuff in Unreal Engine 5. So hopefully y'all can learn something as I'm learning along the way. I will also be in Cinema 4D creating some more custom elements, these windows, the walls, and then I'm going to be using KitBash assets to, for all the background buildings and whatnot. So before we hop in, a couple announcements. First, I'm going to be talking about some KitBash codes. We got some discount codes to give away. There's 50 of them in total. So I'll announce that in the next little bit here. And we also have a sponsor for today's stream. They're super cool. I've actually been using their stuff for a while now, for a few years, and I really enjoy it. So I always try and cater these sponsors to first to me. I want them to be valuable to myself so that they can hopefully be valuable to y'all. The less random the sponsor, the better. So let's hop into this one here, and I'll see you guys in about a minute. Stay tuned. So I got a bunch of weird personal rules that I live by that I picked up over the years, and I'm gonna share 2 of them with you now. Rule number 16, do not buy pants unless they stretch. Rule number 32, the less crap I have in my pockets, the better. Cause I gotta be able to move, you know? And the absolute worst thing to have in your pocket is a freaking George wallet, which is why these things are the absolute best. They're made by Ekster, they're the sponsor of today's video, and they make the world's slimmest, smartest wallets. Ekster sent me a wallet back when I rebooted this channel, and I've honestly loved it. So these wallets are super slim, which is very important to me, and they actually have this really cool quick action lever that makes taking out your cards really satisfying. But what makes these wallets extra special are these solar powered tracking cards. So if you lose your wallet one day, your phone will tell you right where it is. And if you use Apple's tracking service, their new wallets actually come AirTag ready. Ekster wallets are made from high quality, environmentally friendly materials and have a built-in RFID block to prevent wireless theft. It's basically just a James Bond wallet at this point. Ekster has a bunch of different wallet styles and options to fit your personal taste. And if your wallet is still looking like this, then please, it is time to let go. Because Ekster is offering y'all 25% off at checkout by clicking the link in the description. 25% off to level up that wallet game. Yes indeed. Y'all click that link in the description. It helps me out, helps boost the channel up. And if y'all are trying to get some slim, smart wallets, this is the way to go. So thanks for listening. Thanks for taking the time, y'all. where do we begin today? Let's look at some art first and foremost. So this is where I'm at, right? Let's full screen this thing. Okay, I spent the entire week working on this dang character, and he looks real janky now. I'll tell you this much. He looks really, really janky. A little bit. It's the eyeballs, you know, it's the dead eyes. But you're not gonna see those because we got some VR goggles over this thing. Yeah, they're gonna be doing some stuff. I've been struggling to get this character looking proper with the mocap data. And then simulating these darn pants too has just been a struggle for me. I don't do this every day. I do it maybe once every 3D challenge. And it's always such a struggle for me, and it just makes me want to not do character-based challenges anymore. But hey, you know, that's the point of these challenges, is to learn. So I'm glad I'm learning a little bit here. I want to get a darn character workflow figured out. So that has been my week, is working on the character and trying to get them to move properly. So I'm still figuring that out. I'm learning a new program, DAZ, which is cool, you know, but I feel it's a little, I don't know. I'm learning. What else did I do since last week? I added these cables in C4D and put these little cable protectors down, and I raised the stage up and actually gave it some depth here. I think it's a bit more accurate. What else did I do? Oh, this ladder right here, crucial. This ladder, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how crucial this ladder is, y'all. So I added that. What else? Oh, I improved the little like saggy ceiling thing that we did at the end of the last stream. I simulated this in C4D. It was just a cloth sim, and kind of sagged it down and pinned these little top parts here. The normals are wrong, so you can't really see it, but yeah, it's kind of like a little tabletop situation, an inverted tabletop. So that looks, you know, just a little bit of more detail there. I think I added like little small stuff like this. But today what we're going to be doing, right, on the stream is adding windows to these walls back here so that we can look out to a cityscape in the background. And the reason that we're going to do this, I've been trying to figure out how to include an outdoor element to this. And I didn't really know the answer until I was showing this to the musician, who I think this is the first time I've ever talked about the music. So my very, very, very good friend, may even be my very best friend, Adam. He goes by Feverkin. Y'all can find him on Spotify. And he is doing the music for the Moving Meditations 3D Challenge. He also did the music for Alternate Realities. So he's putting together a number of songs for this challenge for the top 100 montage. It's going to be incredible. I've been listening to the demos and working with him on, you know, getting the right sound and finding the right direction. And he's great. You know, I can just trust him to... Most of what I get from him is just like, dude, this sounds great. I can't wait to see the 100% version, even though you're at 20% now and it's sounding awesome. So the 100 is going to be great. But the reason I bring him up is I showed him my render, and he said, whoa, that's super cool. I love those hills in that sky, like that early morning sky. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's like, yeah, man, like the city in the background and like the way your horizon line is set is super cool. I'm like, dude, are we looking at the same render? What? And he was like, oh my God. And I can kind of see what he's saying now. Like if you squint and make the YouTube video like super small, you can actually kind of see what he's talking about. So right on the horizon line, we have these servers, right, that we put in, I think, on the last stream. And if you imagine these servers as like hills that are just totally blacked out because it's super low light in the background, imagine this is an underpass, and these walls back here are the super early morning light that you see. And I was like, dude, that is insane. Because I've been trying to figure out the outdoor element to this. And I figured instead of making this an underpass, because I'd have to redo a lot of the interior, to make it a road and all this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But what I think I can do is just add some windows to the walls here and put some buildings, like a cityscape in the background with a super early morning light setup. And I think that could give it a very unique kind of flavor. So that's what I'm going to do here on the stream. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be in C4D, adding windows, modeling some very, very basic building block kind of stuff here. And I'm going to be using KitBash assets in Unreal 5 here into the background, and we're going to have to figure out a way to make a night scene with these buildings, because KitBash doesn't come with like a night map or a light map for the skyscrapers. They have like neon signs and whatnot, but they don't have, you know, like people in individual rooms with their lights on. So we're gonna have to create one on stream. Hopefully we'll have enough time to get there. We'll see. But we got a lot to do today. Speaking of KitBash, we do have KitBash codes to give out. There's 50 only. There's only 50, so grab them while you can. And let me just double check the code here. I don't want to get it wrong. That would not be good. So we got 50 KitBash codes if you go to kitbash3d.com. The link is in the description. If you use the code meditation30, you get 30% off your entire order. So go check them out. KitBash is super cool. They make, I mean, if y'all don't know what KitBash is at this point, they make a ton of super awesome themed kits with hundreds of assets per kit. And they're all themed to different styles: sci-fi, Western, brutalist architecture. They got a whole bunch of stuff. And they're pretty crucial for creating any sort of environment that you guys are trying to create. So go check them out. Use the discount code if y'all are trying to get a little discount on that. We got it pinned up at the top of the chat here. Okay, let's hop in. We got a lot of work to do. F11 will switch you out from full screen. Control-Shift-S will save all. The first thing I want to do is add these windows, and I think before we can add these windows, what I need to do is make sure that we're going to have enough room to see whatever we're trying to see. So let's grab all of these switchboards and put them in a folder so we can have our stuff organized. Top right, you see this little folder button. I'm gonna just call these switchboards. Amazing. We'll drop that into geometry. I'm kind of organizing this stuff as I'm going because there is a ton of stuff here in our scene. We can even group those two. It's gonna be Control G. So you select one and they're all selected, okay? And I want to turn these off. I just want to hide these for a second. You can even hide this little generator. And think, if we got rid of these walls, they're already grouped. Let's ungroup them. Control Shift G, I believe, will ungroup. Yep. I'm gonna grab all these guys. And just bring them down a little bit. Okay. All right. I just want to rough in what I think it could look like if we did this. I got some detail here that I'm going to get rid of just for a second. Also, I have this like camera distortion. If you look on the right side of frame, you can see how that pillar doesn't bend. It's not linear. It's not straight up and down. It actually bends. And that's a post-processed material. We talked about this in the first moving meditation stream. So I'm gonna turn that off so I can select my stuff properly. Hide this. Okay. This starts to give us kind of an idea of what an exterior vibe would look like. Now, we have a very basic lighting setup. I think this is a default lighting setup for exterior. Yeah, we have directional light, exponential height fog, sky atmosphere, skylight, all this good stuff, okay? But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save, and I'm going to delete all of it. Clint, you're crazy. Why would you do such a thing? Well, it's because I'm going to use a plugin called Ultra Dynamic Sky. I think that's the name of it. I just started using it recently and really love it. So if y'all buy stuff on the marketplace, right? This is the Epic Games launcher. You have the marketplace tab where you can buy different elements, but usually it's just like they're free for the month stuff. Most of this is just stuff I got for free because Epic is just awesome and they give you all that stuff. It looks like we have an update for Ultra Dynamic Sky, so I'm gonna update that real quick and show you how easy it is to bring this stuff into your project. So I wanna add this to my project. It's gonna add it to my open project. I just totally lied. I get to choose. Let's add it to the project. And it's gonna take 2 seconds and it's done and it's added. So on the left here, let's find our Ultra Dynamic Sky. And if we go to blueprints and pull out the Ultra Dynamic Sky blueprint and drop it into our scene, we're gonna get what looks to be like a normal-ish looking daylight setup, similar to what we just deleted, okay? Also, I just realized we got some super chats to say thank you to. Maximus, appreciate you. Never in my life will I be able to explain what you've done for me. Thank you for leading me to my passion. Huge fan. Keep up the incredible work. Glad to be here. Dude, that is amazing to hear. Heck yeah, dude. I'm super happy for you. That's amazing. Thank you for the support. It's very, very helpful. And I'm glad that I could have a tiny part in doing what I do here on the channel. And I'm glad that you took that and made it your own and found your path. I think that's great. Also, AM, I see ya all the way at the top of the chat. Hiya there. Thank you for the support. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, so let us see what this sky looks like. Bam! All right, so it looks pretty normal, right? We can see our clouds are moving, very subtle. Let's take a look at this Ultra Dynamic Sky actor and mess with some settings. So the time of day, of course, we can move this all around, right? That looks freaking awesome. Super cool. We can drop the we can drop the sun underneath. And look at that. This is kind of the lighting I'm going for. You can even see the stars if YouTube compression allows. You can see the stars, and we can take cloud coverage. What do we want? What do we just say? 0. We just say no clouds. We just want a beautiful horizon. And we can take this down to nighttime, right? Lots of cool stuff we can do here. We can take our cloud coverage back up to 2, so it's really thick. Very overcast. We can take the fog up if we want. Come on now. Super foggy. If we take the cloud coverage back to the default 1.14. Keep taking that fog up. Come down into here, but I'm feeling like no clouds like we originally set up. So we'll do 0 on the cloud coverage. We can do 0 on the fog, and let's just take that sun just below the horizon. Like it's just gonna be coming up. Basically, I'm going for Sicario lighting. Let me see if I can give you an example of Sicario lighting. And what I mean by Sicario lighting, let's see. I had it in a chat with Adam here. Here we go. Ah, the best. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is Sicario lighting. Boom. If you've never seen the movie Sicario, I mean, do yourself a favor. It's one of the best movies. Goodness gracious. Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve. I can never pronounce his last name. But yeah, it's the same dude who directed Blade Runner 2049. He directed Dune, as of late. And this is Roger Deakins, one of the greatest cinematographers of all time. And just this shot alone, like, you have these soldiers, they're going into to infiltrate some caves, and they're all moving from right to left, and they descend into the horizon, just going into a swampy black darkness. Yeah, so good. But these are the colors I'm going for, at least at first, right? So let's just drop the sun. Come on, just a little, Too much. 1700. Okay. 1800 perhaps. That's perfect. All right, so we can take that. Kind of what we're going for. Let's bring up our sequencer. That's kind of where I have my camera moves in and whatnot. So under content, let's open up our sequences folder. This is all just stuff that I'd set up over the weeks during these live streams. So I'll open this up. I'm actually going to pop this out, bring it onto my other monitor. But I'll quickly give you a rundown of what's going on here before I do that. So basically, you can drop cameras in here from your outliner if you search for your cine cameras. And I'm putting them into my scene, of course, by searching cine camera in the place actors window. There's a lot of ways to add cameras, but this is one of them. You can pop it in here. G is going to show and hide your objects in the scene. You can right click it to pilot the camera, but I'm just dragging it from here into the sequencer, and you can click these little buttons here on the right, and that's going to take you into the camera. And what I've done here is actually given them keyframes to ensure that if I'm in this camera and I'm like, oh, but I want to navigate my scene and keep building, and I realize, oh shoot, I'm in the camera. I changed the camera angle. I had it locked. It was great. Because I have these keyframes here on all these transform values, I just, it'll quickly reset itself if I try and hit play. So that's one way I'm like kind of ensuring that I don't mess up my camera stuff. This one is locked for the challenge. It has the dolly zoom effect here. So that's all locked in. And then I have this other one here. This is going to be my custom camera move that I set up for the intro of the top 100 and all renders montage. And if I hit play, it's a very, very, very subtle, slow dolly, right? This is all real time. Super slow dolly that moves in. It's also zooming in. A little jittery. There we go. All right, and it's going to zoom into this character who's going to have all this VR stuff on them and wires and stuff. So I'm pretty much trying to wrap out the final environment today, and then spending the rest of the week on the character alone. If you're real sharp, you notice I got some camera shake here too. That's just your classic William Fauché camera shake tutorial. Go check him out. He's one of the best of all time when it comes to Unreal Engine tutorials. So that's how the sequencer works. I will just have that off to the side. The reason I bring it up is because I want to see what my camera angle is. Okay. So the sky, let's make some adjustments here. We can take the saturation in our ultra dynamic sky object and take it to 2, and it's gonna crank that saturation. We can probably raise the sun a little bit more because it's behind, right? 1775, 1800, 1850, somewhere in between, 1825. Super subtle, very, 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 very subtle. But we'll still have our walls, right? We're still gonna have our walls. We're gonna add windows. I'll probably add a little vignette. And then I'll probably bring in, maybe I can bring those servers back in. What the heck were, what do we call them? Shoot. Switchboard. Switchboards. Yes. Flea guy. Flea guy number 1. You probably mean fly guy number 1. Hey, thanks for all the work on these challenges. This is my first, and I've spent the month making my best work. Yes, that is the best news for me to hear. I would not have had the motivation to do it without this, and made lots of friends. Yay, yay, dude! That's even better news. You're learning, you're growing, you're pushing yourself, you're meeting new people, and it's your first challenge. So congratulations for taking that dive. Thank you for the super chat. Very kind of you. And good luck on this last week here. Definitely take your time to make sure you have at least, just don't rush the submission. Make sure you have time to like make some changes, fix some little tweaks here and there, and you'll be totally fine. You'll be good to go.
Hey Fly Guy, I recognize you from the voice chats. How are you doing?
Yeah. Always good to be hopping in the voice chat on the Discord server throughout the week. We got people working round the clock to make some cool art. So that is awesome. All right. I might raise the ceiling here a little higher so we have a bit more room. So what I want to do is isolate just the ceiling so that we can move it up and down. I'm going to leave the lights where they are because I think they're in a good spot. But in terms of just being able to see a little bit more of the horizon, I might bring the roof up a touch. But I think I'm going to hop into C4D first and build out these windows. So what I'm going to do here is find reference for these windows. And let me actually see, I may have pulled some already. I'll show you what I got. Because reference is key. It's the quickest way to work. Oh, I didn't save it. All right, so I'm just gonna do some Googling on the side here. Warehouse windows. Let's bring up the reference board. This is America. All right, this music video, they have windows in here. Kind of what I'm going for. Strip of windows across the entire wall. It looks like they're broken up by these little pillars here. There's like a main thick frame, and then there's thinner frames. That's all I really need to do, to be honest with you. I don't need to get tricky with it. I just need to do some basic building block kind of stuff, okay? This is another good reference. This is Inception. Look at their windows. They're very, very large ceiling to floor windows. That is what I'm going for. I want to see as much of the outside as possible. So this is another great reference. It seems to be giant clusters of windows. And they are separated by pillars. So I think the way to do this is to do the pillars in After Effects. What am I saying? Do the pillars in Unreal, but just make a tileable window frame essentially in C4D. I think that is the best way to do it. Makes the most sense to me. It'll be the fastest as well. So let's work towards that. I think this is good enough reference. And Matterform, my goodness, thank you for the super chat. What type of smell do you think your set would have if you could smell it? I'll tell you right now, it would be that abandoned smell when you go urban exploring and you walk into a building that's a little musty. It would smell a little dusty and metallic and old a little bit. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting question. It would probably smell like the corridor office. It might smell. What are you saying, Clint? Are you saying the corridor office is dusty and old? I am saying that, actually. It is right next to the freeway. It rains diesel dust on that place. And it was an old paint factory, actually. They're old warehouse spaces. So it is literally in the warehouse district. So it would probably smell a little bit like old warehouse and maybe a little bit of diesel dust. Alrighty. Let us begin. Let us start by opening Cinema 4D. Awesome new little R26 background. I just updated it recently. All right. Shaboom. All right, we in C4D. It's my program of choice. Has been so since Cinema 4D R10. That would be 16. What? Really? No. I think they're starting to put out a version every 6 months at this point, it seems. But I started in R10. We're on R26 at this point. Okay. So there are many ways, many ways to build out these windows, and technically I could do this in an Unreal Engine, but I'm doing it in C4D. Okay. I don't think, like I said, we do not need to get tricky with it. I'm keeping this darn simple, folks. Darn simple. Okay. So I'm holding Alt and left click to orbit. And I did something that jacked up my scene, so Control N to make a new one. Yep, okay, we're back to normal. What is this? Right click. I'm using a pen tablet. Alt, right click to zoom in and out, and then Alt, middle click to orbit. To move, rather, sorry. All right. Framework. Let's start with a tube and a person. So we know how big a person is. Always do a little person for scale here. I'm gonna give this tube 4 sides. I'm gonna rotate this tube. I'm gonna rotate this tube 45 degrees. And I'm just making a quick little frame here that will be the basis for our windows. Knowing this, let's see. Let's take the tube. Make sure the height and width are the same. I want it to be square. Yikes, that's not what I wanted. Height, we'll just go 10. This will go 90, and that will make it square. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, C, to make it editable, my axis is jacked up because we rotated it by 45. I'm gonna hit L for the axis tool and just go back another 45, holding shift to snap, hit L again, and we're good to go. T for scale. And I'm just gonna click and drag. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. What I'm going to do, there's probably so many better ways to do this already. I'm just doing it the stupid way. 0, right, is gonna be our move tool. Let's move this out. Let's move this one out. Same here. And same here. All right, so it's a pretty big surface area. We can take the tube. R for rotate, holding shift, 90. Right, okay, that's a window, for sure. Pretty big, pretty large. I think we can duplicate this. It's about 2 times, okay. I think this could work. We could always scale it up and down in Unreal Engine as well. All right, so this will be our frame here. And I think this works for what we're going for. I can maybe skinny these up a little bit more. Move those up a touch and move them out a touch. Yep. Awesome. We also don't need these lines. So UL for loop selection and MN to remove them. I think it's dissolve. If you right click, oh, MN, where is dissolve? Dissolve, yes. MN is the hotkey. Learn your dang hotkeys. It'll save you tons of time. All right. What is next? Let's see. I'm going to make a cube. I'm gonna scale it down. NB for wireframe. NB. I can get rid of the figure because we know how big it is now. We know what our scale is gonna be. All right, and I'm gonna just zero this out, this tube. Let's see. Come on now. All right, that way we can just spawn everything from the middle here. Okay, and with the cube, let's take this down to like 3. All right, and let's set up an array, or a cloner rather. All right, so I'm gonna hold Alt with the cube selected, and if we just click this little button here on the right, boom, we're gonna make a cloner, and it's gonna clone it a bunch of times in a certain specific way. All right, but the way we want to do it, linear is probably what we want. We don't want to clone it in the Y direction. We don't want to go up. We want to go left and right. Okay. And you know what? Now that I think about it, grid is probably the answer because we can go from the center out. All right, so we will do 1, 1, and let's try like 10. All right, but it's going past our frame. I think we can set this to end point and have the end point be the end of our frame here. That way, I think if we add more, yep, it'll do it appropriately here. Now, what I will do is also duplicate the cloner, Control C, Control V, and let's turn it off for a second. Let's turn the other cloner off. Let's just turn all that stuff off except for this other cube and this duplicate cloner. I'm gonna go 90 on it. Stretch it to the bounds of our frame here. Bring the cloner back in. But it's messing it up because we already preset our clone. There's, again, different ways to go about solving problems here in 3D, but I'm gonna just redo it. Alt, hit the clone button, take that down. We set it to end point. We bring our end point to the proper, right, just so it's hidden right underneath that frame. And then we can duplicate. Turn our other one on. And when we start to have a nice little window pane set up here. Now, these windows aren't square, they're actually rectangle. So what I will do is just give us less on the top here. We can go 6 or more of a rectangular, again, based off of this reference here, rectangular windows. Now we also see that there are some like frames inside of the frames, and there's some dividing frames too. So let's start with the dividing frames, and then we'll go with the frames inside the frames. Now those frames inside the frames, those are windows that you can rotate and open. I know because I sat right next to one on Hunter Street, and that thing swiveled. If you hit your head on it, you were done. So let's work in our, well, first off, let me get rid of this dang world grid It's the world. God, no, it's not the world axis. It's the work plane. Get rid of this work plane. I'll take the world axis. I'll give you that. Save. This is called window frame. Oh, and this is the wrong folder. VFX. D4D. Window frame. Bam. All right. Y'all, I have a video that I filmed like 2 years ago on file organization and how to organize your computer and the folders and all your assets in a way that is the best way. I was searching for the best way, and I interviewed every artist I could think of. Well, no, that's a lie. I interviewed notable artists on YouTube, and I asked them for one tip that they had for their organizational methods and their workflow. And it's a beast of an edit because there's a lot of footage to go through, but maybe I will unearth that video at some point. Because I think it's a good one. I think it's a very, very good one to know, is how to organize your stuff. That way you can work efficiently and fast. Okay, so let us divide this into 2 pieces, maybe? Or maybe we figure out like what our... Okay, let's try a thing. Let's try a thing. We want to figure out where the windows and the dividing lines are. All right, so let's make a spline here, a rectangle spline. Okay. And I'm gonna scale it down here. And bring the height down. Boom, all right, so it's in there. All right, so the rectangle spline is in there. I'm gonna make another rectangle spline. Let's hide all this stuff just so you can see what I'm doing. So that's kind of our window frame, right? With the spline. From here, I'll make another rectangle, just be a square. I'll hit T for scale, I'll scale it way down. It doesn't need to be, that's our thickness. That's gonna be our thickness. I'll select both of them, hit Control Alt. That's going to ensure that the sweep we put these in just automatically become children of this parent sweep, all right? And from here, this is probably the best way to do this. We're gonna take the sweep, and actually we control the thickness with this other rectangle, right? And if we bring our stuff back, we can see, okay, there's a little window there. I like that. It's a nice little window. So I think what we can do, if I want to make this a 4-tiered window, or even a 5-tiered window, let's see, I'm gonna need more bits here on the X. We'll open that up a little wider, something like that. And just for visual clarity here, let's make that harder to see. Let's do a little thing here. Let's get another one. Boom and boom. All right. Sweet. I feel like this needs to be larger though. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that sweep that we did for the window and make this actually the frame, because this is just a better way to do it. I'm gonna open this up larger. I'll keep the height. Let's see, why is that? There we go. then we'll take our cloners and just extend the endpoint to match our updates. I just want to give us a little bit more room here. Let's get rid of this old frame and extend these guys a little bit further. Awesome. And then we'll adjust our main central frame. This is the border. Window 1. Vertical and horizontal. Sweet. Okay. So these windows are broken up into like tall rectangles, it looks like. So it's probably broken up into 3 pieces here. Let's grab a cube. We'll scale it down. Stretch it out. Drop our material on it. And see if we can't divide this into 3 even chunks. And it looks like we got it. All right, that's great. Take this window, bring it in just a bit. This is 5. Okay, yeah, nice, nice. Maybe let's go 1 higher. No, do we not? We don't want to do that. I feel like we don't want to do. I feel like this is pretty good. This is pretty darn good. We're getting nitpicky at this point, and that doesn't need to be a thing. So we can take this and control drag it over. Control drag it over. This is kind of our window setup. If we want to open the window, dang it, let's get that center point back. Weird. It's because this guy needs to be. Yeah, there we go. So the windows will open like this. The outside. Now we have to technically delete. If we're going to be opening windows, these frames need to come with these guys. So that's not a big deal. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and I need to ask myself, am I going to have open windows? I think it would be nice. I think it would help break up the vibe a little bit. So what's the best way to set that up? Steve Began in the house. Unreal Sensei. The man who single-handedly taught me Unreal Engine. Every Friday was a few hours of Unreal education. So to Mr. Steve Began, Sensei Steve, shout outs, and I appreciate you very much. We're creating some windows here. And we're gonna bring them into Unreal Engine and give our scene a little exterior element, because it's mostly interior, you know. I want to bring a little bit of that exterior in to the interior. Windows are a great way to do that. Who knew? All right. So if we want these frames to come with these things, I would say the best way to do this would be to make one of these. I'm not going to do it 3 times. So knowing what we know now, all in hindsight, am I right? In hindsight, we're going to take our border and let's bring the width in. Boom. There. I just want to make one of these. And it is 5 by 5 looking like. Cool. All right. From here, let's delete these guys. All right. This is our one piece that we're going to duplicate a bunch of times, and we can open up the windows if we want. So, what's the best way to do this is probably bake this down. I'm gonna first duplicate it, Control drag, and then Control G. I lied, Alt G. I'm gonna just call this back. This is our backup in case things fail. I'm gonna hold Alt and double click these little stopwatches here to turn it off so we don't see it. I'm going to hit C and bake this cloner, and I'm gonna figure out, let's see, well first, why is that like that? Interesting. Let's bring this up just a bit. There we go. Cool. All right, this is gonna rotate, bam, right there, just like that. So let's NB to bring up our wireframe. We'll basically make some cuts along this thing, or what we can do, many ways to do this, many ways. Make these editable. KL, your knife cut tool, KL. And we're essentially going to make some cuts along here and delete some geometry. So we'll delete, we want to delete, let's see, this. No, we don't want those actually, those are fine. It's these guys, it's this one here. Boom, boom. And we're going to detach it. So let's go to polygon mode. And UL for loop selection, we're gonna grab that. We're gonna hit UP. We're gonna disconnect it. UP, disconnect. We'll go back to the original and delete that geometry. So now what we have is, we have this broken up into 2 parts, right? So when we move this window around, and technically we probably only need to do this with the vertical ones, because the middle one will stay. In fact, so I'm gonna undo that. The middle one's gonna stay. It's the verticals that need to be cut. and attached. All right, so let's find these verticals. So we'll make verticals editable. We'll make these cubes editable by hitting C. Let's go to line mode, KL. Boom. Boom, boom. Amazing, amazing, amazing. These guys will go 1, we'll go 2. All right, sweet. Loop selection, UL. Boom, UP for disconnect. And we'll go back to the original geo and delete it. Boom, so now we have it separated. It looks the same, but now we can actually put this into, where are you? Is it window? If we group window and put that little slat in there, yay. That's exactly what we want. Let's do it on the other side. Boom. KL, loop cut, we already made the cuts. UP, loop selection in, UL is the loop selection, and then UP is disconnect. Go back to the original geo, delete it, and drop that guy up in that null, and now we should have a working window that opens. But we do need to delete these borders here. These guys need to be deleted as well. We'll get to that in a second. Player 4, what is up? We got a super chat popping off. Hey Clint, do you have any tips for foreground lighting a night/sunset scene? Everything I do just feels off. Thanks as always for the positive vibes. Thank you for the super chat. Any tips on foreground lighting a night or sunset scene? William Fauché has a great tutorial on how to light a night scene. I would definitely check that out. It's an Unreal Engine one, but it can be applied to any. I mean, what William does so well is he goes and he looks at cinematography. He looks at how people are lighting movies to achieve these effects, and it's all based off of movies. Literally, all the stuff that we're coming up with and trying to reference, it starts with photography and it starts with movies. And movies have gotten so good to the point where they're just the best references. And of course, there's a lot of amazing 3D references, but when it comes to lighting, people have spent their entire lives studying film and getting good at lighting film. So study that. Take a look at, I use ShotDeck, it's a great website to look up different screen grabs from a bunch of different movies. You look up the movie and it'll pull up a bunch of screenshots and you can take a look. So if you're watching a movie and you notice, oh, that night scene looks really nice. Well, take note. You know, take a little screenshot or something. You know, maybe look it up on ShotDeck. So you're gonna try and build a reference pool of really nice, well-lit night scenes, all right, or sunset scenes. So that's what I would do. Is I would just go to ShotDeck and I would look up sunset, or I would go to ShotDeck and I would look up night foreground sunset, and see what you see and see if you can find that shot that really is kind of what you're going for, or a few elements of what you're going for, and put that into a program called PureRef. It's what I use to, it's, you know, this program here. Y'all, you know, I'm kind of on repeat at this point, but I feel like it's always good to kind of take it back to the basics and talk about, because there's someone new in this chat. You know, there's someone new on the stream who hasn't been here before, and this is great info for them. And it's also good to review stuff too. But yeah, I use PureRef and I drop all my reference in there. So that would be my advice to you without seeing your scene. Specifically, if you want to, you know, pop an object out, you want to edge light something, you want to backlight something, so you have a nice little silhouette drawing, you have a nice bright high contrast line of light kind of on their back right side, back left side, to pop them out from the background. You can use, it really depends on your scene. I think that's the best advice I can give without seeing your scene. So good luck to you. Thank you for the super chat, Player 4. Good stuff. All right, back to this window. Okay. Anyone in chat here, if you guys are working on your moving meditations 3D challenge submission, give me a little thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up if you're working alongside with me. And hey, even if you're working in 3D on something that isn't this challenge, but you're just working in 3D, give me a thumbs up. I'm curious. Wizzless, Rediculous. Today, I'm that new guy in chat. Yes. What's up, Wizzless? Thank you for repeating things. Also, unearth the organa. I don't know what that means. But I feel ya. I feel ya. Thanks for the super chat though. Thanks for saying hello. Welcome to the stream. Shout outs to ya. If this is your first live stream, the first one you tuned into, give me a little smiley face in the chat here. We got a lot of people working on 3D art. We see them thumbs. I see them thumbs. Beautiful, beautiful thumbs. If you're new to the streams, if this is your first one, give me a little smiley face. Curious. My organization video. My organization, unearth the organization video. Yes, agreed, man, agreed. Yeah, shout outs everybody. Good to see y'all in chat here. Thank you for sticking around with me. We got like 500 people. 500 people in chat popping off is a good time. Yeah, William Fauchet's the best. That's awesome, y'all. Thank you. We got passionate 3D artists in the chat right now. Let's amp things up and finish this window. 3D's difficult. It's not always it's not always a super entertaining joy to watch others do 3D, but I hope I'm doing my best here. All right, verticals. Let's get these verticals sliced. First, let's undo the windy. Yeah. Well, let's figure out what we want. We want to bring these guys on the side with us. We also want to bring these guys on the... No, the ones on the bottom will stay. But these ones on the side, they're going for a ride here. Okay. Let's grab that. UL in polygon mode for a loop selection. Bam, it's happening behind the scenes. UP to disconnect, grab the original geometry, delete it, drop it into the window folder. And now when we move the window, oh my God. Is that how it works? Hold on, let me think about this. I actually don't think that's how it works. I think we had it right the first time. I gotta really think back to my Hunter Street days. Yep, that's how it works. This is how it works, just like this. All right, the last thing I'll do is let's get a plane in here because this is gonna be our glass. We're gonna get some smudges. It's gonna get dirty. All right. So let's grab that polygon is all we need. We're gonna rotate it 90. And let's go ahead and hit T for scale. Scale this mug up. Bam. C to make it editable. Object mode, we're gonna scale it up here. Bam, that's our window. But we wanna make some slices. In edge mode, KL, loop cut. Bam, there's one. Bam, there's two. 3 and 4. We're gonna cut out our window. Cutting out that window. Back to polygon mode. 9 is your selection tool. Peekaboo. We didn't need to do that. I lied. UP. Disconnect. We'll drop that into the null. And now. Original geometry. Now we have a window we can peek out of. Amazing. I love it. 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 Oh, how long did that take, guys? How long did that take? It's the details that count. Am I right? Oh. Peeking. I'm peeking now. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's name our crap, okay? This is a window pane. Is that how you spell window pane? Not the other way around. We have our... I want to combine as much of this as possible because Unreal is gonna try and separate everything or keep it all together. Wolfie, what's going on? We're making windows. We're gonna bring them into our Unreal Engine environment. We're gonna make some windows. We're gonna get a nice background going. We're gonna get a cityscape going. It's gonna be sick, nasty. All right. All right. We actually do need to separate that middle one because it comes with the window. Huh. You think about this. Save Polar Bears, what's up? Good to see ya. Shout outs to ya. I'll get you here in just a second. Let me undo this. Bam. All right, so nearing the end of the monthly challenge makes me think back to when I couldn't find out how to rotate an object for my first ever scene. Ha! Dude, that is some progress. Tell me about it, man. Wow. Cherish that. That's a good feeling, man. Very, very, very good feeling. I'm going to read that again because it's important. Nearing the end of the monthly challenge makes me think back to when I couldn't find out how to rotate an object for my first ever scene. Dude, hats off to ya. That's some progress. Congratulations, seriously. Take that one to the grave. Keep thinking about that too. That's important. We want to think about where we came from. We're hard on ourselves. We're always struggling. It's just like Dark Souls. It's always hard because we keep leveling up. It's just like writing. Goodness gracious, writing is very hard. And it will forever, always, forever be hard if you are continually growing and learning. But when you think back to how it was at the beginning, when you first started, wow, that gap is massive. So that is awesome. So keep it up, y'all. Keep it up. Village Boy, what's up, son? Love from India. Hope to make it down there one day. Yeah, Sunken Mud working alongside with my first project. That's what's up. Utsav, what is up? Hello, hello. Dark Souls. Yeah. Love me some Dark Souls. All right, let's focus. So I know that I want to break this up into different pieces in Unreal Engine. I want to be able to texture this with the window. All right, this is our window here. We also have a window there. So maybe what we do is we actually bring it into Unreal Engine as individual objects because we want to texture it from there. So let's think about what we can combine and what we aren't going to combine. So all right. Our window. This is our glass. And we can combine these. If we right click and connect objects plus delete, this is our frame. And we can select it and actually hit solo here. And I believe if we select the hierarchy, yeah. That's our window with the frame broken up into Oh, okay. I think we can actually take the window. I'm gonna save this and save it actually as a new setup here, window frame 2, in case we need to make adjustments. And I'm gonna bake this down. So I'm gonna take these frames, right click, connect objects plus delete. All right. Frame. It's looking good. All right. That's gonna be colored the same color. Our frame and our glass. That's our window. And then we have, let's see, we have, let's turn off solo. This is more glass. We have our main frame. The main frame can go with these vertical and horizontals, I believe. We can take this, right click, connect objects plus delete. And if we solo it, that's all gonna be one color. That makes sense to me. Cool. And if we move our window, still is working correctly. All right, amazing. So we got it down to 4 objects. We have glass 1, main glass, main frame, and then we have glass and frame. Let's do window, glass, window, frame. Cool. Boom. Boom. All right, and we'll handle the rest in Unreal Engine. I'm going to delete that. Let's copy these guys, Control C into a new scene here. All right, and I'm going to File, Export FBX. Okay, and let's go VFX, Assets, Models, Window, Frame. Boom. Let's bring it into Unreal Engine. Let's find our mesh, our studio, and bring this guy on in. Now when we import this, we want to be sure we have combined meshes unchecked. We want those 4 individual meshes so we can texture it properly. Transform, our input scale is 1, that's totally fine. Materials, we don't need materials, so I'm gonna just, material, do not create material. We're gonna make our own materials. And we'll import all. That's gonna bring in our 4 bits here. I'm gonna make a new folder. Call this window frame. Come on now. F2 to rename. What? I'm confused. Window frame. All right, let's just drop all of that into there. Move. Sweet. And we can bring all this out together. So now if I right click and use WASD to move around, we have a window frame. Spacebar will toggle between rotation, scale, and position, right? And all of these, actually, let me undo it, because it's probably easier just to have all this stuff selected at once. Boom, I'm gonna put this in its own folder. Yikes. Where the heck? Here we go. Boom, they're all selected. I'm gonna hit the folder. Call this window frame. Wait, what? Jeez, I'm confused. What just happened? New folder. Bam, I'm gonna put that, let's group these, Control G to group. Why is that not working? Right click. Weird. I wonder why that's not working. Oh, also. Oh, I see from this side, okay. We have our window. All right, I'm gonna take a very short break, and when we come back, I'm going to give it some glass and start moving them around and see, open up some of these windows and see what it looks like. So I'll be back in, I don't know, a couple minutes. So hang out for just a touch, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Sotomonte, if he gets his mic situated, he might keep y'all company. 2 seconds.
Hello. Oh yeah, that's a bit whack. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, there I am. Yeah, let me read some chat, I guess. Hello, Fly Guy. Hello again. Hey, one aspiring artist. That's a pretty cool name. I should join Discord after. Dude, after this, I'm going to dinner, man. I met up with some friends to grab lunch before preparing the stream and everything, but this is like a whole afternoon operation. So maybe after dinner, we'll see. But yeah. What's my day job? Answering to Arcboard. I'm a student still. I'm gonna start. So I dropped out of university to change degrees, and yeah, I'm gonna start my first year again pretty soon, in like 10-12 days. I look young. Yeah, I'm kind of young. Where am I gonna eat? In the kitchen. How did the pan photo scan turn out? Alright, that's pretty niche. But yeah, we were talking on Discord, and I was photo scanning a pan. I ended up changing my method. Like I used flour, but without sugary water. So just flour. 3 a.m. for one aspiring artist. You know, I don't know how good your sleeping schedule is. Mine is kind of a mess right now. But you can go to sleep and then watch the stream once it's like re-uploaded if you want to. get good sleep at least once the stream is over at least. Grant Dyer says, good luck at uni. Thank you so much. This song is so soothing with the, like, I can't remember the name of those metal bowls you see in the background. Tibet type. I'm not even gonna try. I don't know, but it sounds really good. The background music, I like it. Jack Tin is asking, how long have I been doing 3D? I've been doing it around 3 years or so, but 2 years or 2.5 years more seriously. What is it with Japanese, says Matilda. It's pretty cool. I know Clint is a big fan of Japanese. He knows a little bit of Japanese and all of that. I remember when he moved houses to the new one. I think, at least in his streaming room, you can see it in the background actually if you pay attention later. But he has those Japanese sliding doors. I think that's super cool. So yeah, I guess it's just he really likes it. The Japanese stuff is really cool. I'm not a big anime watcher, but I do enjoy the Studio Ghibli movies a lot. They're super fun. Alright, another question. How is it being a mod for Clint? Pretty fun. Yeah, of course. I mean, every mod does it because we love it, for sure. But I think it's such a cool thing, you know, to help maintain the community. You meet new people, not every day, but you know, you meet new people and you see them learn 3D, hopefully. It's really fun. I like it. Do I like donuts? Sure, but the homemade ones. The other ones I feel like they're too sweet and too like soft almost, like they don't have any substance, it's just like sugar. Who rendered the background, says Jericho Slashy. Jericho, I don't know. I think this was for a corridor challenge where they were trying to do one of those satisfying loops on This Is Clint Century, I think. Yep. You guys know what would be fun if we think of like a prank we can play on Clint? Like, what if, I don't know, from now on every chat we finish with the same emoji and we don't explain why, you know, like hello and then we put the calendar or something, I don't know, or like let's do this emoji. I'm not gonna tell him why we're doing it. Matrix one. No, I'd rather keep the chat the same, because if we do it to, like, if it's something that he's like, what are you guys talking about, then he has to bring it up. But if it's just the emojis, he'll be like, they're all having the same emoji at the end, and then finally he might ask if it's a meme or whatever. Did I ever think of dropping out of college? Well, technically yes, because I'm dropping out of college to go to a different college. But I think having a university degree is like a really good thing to have, even if you have to work a lot by yourself kind of to get into CG, just by the nature of it. You know, like with a degree you're not gonna land a job, you need to be good. I think it's a really good thing to have either way, so yeah, there you go. I love seeing the emojis come in. 'cause I guess most of you are, or some of you at least, are working on the moving meditations challenge. Are you guys like 75% there? Because it's 70, no pressure by the way, but 75% of the time has flown by. So yeah, now it's a good time to like render, do a bit of compositing. I mean, you still have time to do 3D stuff, but I guess that's your 80%. done. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice. Will Clint review work in progresses later? Tic-tac, probably not on the stream, but every Monday, so 2 days from now, we have in Discord, in our Discord, we have what's the name? A stage channel where we bring some people up and they show their work in progresses. That might be something you want to check out, maybe. Nice. I see that people are managing their time well. Wow, Matt Walker like started again because he felt like he could do better. Wow, really inspiring, I think. Yep. Then people struggling with rendering their huge scene, which I guess is a cool thing in the way that, you know, it's a huge scene. That's pretty cool. But good luck on optimizing it, yeah. Some people doing everything from scratch, like modeled by themselves. Other people use assets. It's really interesting to see because when you make everything by yourself, everything's super cohesive. You can see the theme really well. But then if you use assets, then you can have way more things because you don't have to create everything by scratch or from scratch. Sorry. So yeah, it's an interesting balance. For me, I think the best option is to use a little bit of assets and then model the main things by yourself. But of course, I'm always happy to do a challenge. So you know, it's fun. Anyway, I think the PRB might be close to over. But yeah. Hey, another person that did everything by themselves. Pretty cool. Can't wait to see it.
Soto, you are correct. You're very correct.
Yes. There we go.
Thanks for holding it down. Thanks for being patient, everyone.
No worries. The chat is lovely, so.
It was a very long run to get this kombucha. I had to sprint about a mile to get it, so they're important, you know, they're very important. Also, I think it's a little bright too. Let me turn this down. I always forget which way. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong way. Wait, which way is that? Here we go. It'd be very nice to have a monitor at some point. We'll get there. All right. Thanks, everybody. So many hearts, y'all. Y'all are great. Wow. Shoot fire. All right. Let it begin. All right, let's get a quick little material on these guys. So, glass. Let's do a basic glass and we'll go in for surface imperfections if needed. Materials. Master material. Let's right click, make a new master material. Glass. I have never made glass. I just realized this. Translucent. Is that literally all I have to do? I doubt it. Material. Then translucent. No. Let's drop this onto the window. Interesting. All right, well, I could mess around here for a while, or the starter content. Ah, the starter content. All right, architecture. All right, so here's what you do when you need some materials or you need something that's not in your scene. All right, so I'm gonna go to again. There's multiple ways to do this. I'm looking for a glass material. I want to see how they're set up. All right, so if I navigate to my previous projects, let's see, archive projects. All right, and we pull basically any Unreal Engine project file that has starter content. It has all the starter content. All right, so you look for it basically in your Unreal Engine folder tree here. We're gonna go to content, and if you look for starter content or whatever, I'm constantly doing this. I'm pulling different blueprints or different materials or different assets that have already been loaded out, and I don't need to do it again. I'll just pull it from something else. So starter content, we can just grab materials right here and drag it into our project directory, which is, that's why, again, you want to be organized always. You know where your stuff is, and you just drag it into the same folder. So under starter content, I'm going to drag my materials in, and we'll have a bunch of materials. You saw it populate there on the bottom. Let's go in and just type glass. And here's a glass setup, and we can kind of see how they're building it. What? I am confused. I am very confused. Does it need thickness? Is that why? It might need thickness. Okay. Well, I'm gonna test that out right now, I guess. All right, so instead of, let's do this glass, I think it just needs thickness. So with everything selected, Control A, every polygon will hit D for extrude, and we will create caps. And I'll extrude this. So there's some thickness to this window. And I'll do the same for the main glass as well. D for extrude, push it out, and we have some thickness. All right, so let's export this again. We'll overwrite our existing window frame. And in Unreal Engine, if we click on the object and hit Control B for browse, it'll navigate you to that object in your content browser. And if we select all of these and right click, we can re-import. And it just updated. And let's try the glass now and see if that works. Wow, okay, so technically it says it's applied. Yo, I'm straight up stumped. All right, so you're saying this specific one doesn't work because no, I mean, dude, we should be seeing this. Unless all of these materials I just brought in don't work because they're Unreal 4 materials, is what you're saying? But that doesn't make... Oh, these are all... Oh, shoot. Well, shoot fire. I need to figure out how to make glass then, huh? All right, let's first start with something we already have. Yeah, all right, so we confirm that works. All right, we got that going. But if we go into our master material, glass, maybe I can double click this. And see about, all right, so it is doing something. Change the parameter to translucent. Yeah, but it's just darkness. Maybe that's because I need a color. And it needs to be white. Doesn't look right. I'm looking to the chat at this point, y'all. Help me! Sensei Steve, where you at? Shading. Unlit subsurface, clear coat, subsurface, two-sided foliage, hair, cloth, a single layer, water, thin translucent. The translucency is controlled by refraction. Okay. Let's see, slider and opacity. Well, opacity. Opacity is not the answer. Left click. Connected opacity reboot. No, the opacity. All right, let's try. Refraction. Huh. So it does need opacity? Yeah, unfortunately, set the material to forward shading. I don't even see forward shading. All right, refraction is doing something, but I need it to be clear, and I need there to be some actual reflections. Weird, the fact that it's not even showing up here is crazy. For now, I'm going to just hide the windows and figure this out at another point in time. That's weird. That is weird. Okay, wait, okay, I see. There we go. Alright, we want it to pivot from here. We can right click pivot and set pivot offset there. That's annoying. Okay, why would it do that? It said here. Pivot, offset, here. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's take these. And I don't know why grouping is not working. That is very strange. And it's not even an option down here. That is confusing. Very confusing. And it's gonna make this difficult. But let's give us a little bit of light in here. So let's go back to the ultra dynamic sky. Get some daylight going. I'm in the cinema camera. Okay, let's get out of that. See, I did it. I did that mistake. Get out. Maybe that's why. I was in the cine camera? Can I not group stuff while I'm in the cine? No, it makes no sense. Also, why are these? I thought we grouped these guys too. Very strange. Sometimes things just don't work, you know? That is unfortunate. All right. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to duplicate these windows across the way here, but I want to make sure that... Here we go. All right, so this should probably start, I don't know, this wall should where did this wall go? All right, so let's bring these up to like knee height, I guess. Yeah, I'd probably start around like, oh, that's a door. Wow, this building is huge. That's like middle of the body almost is where these things are starting. Chest level almost. And if you select an object and hit F, you'll snap to it. All right. I have the windows just like that. And then we can probably take this again, duplicate it, raise it up. Sweet. Nexib. Yo, that's awesome. You quit because you couldn't find a solution to an answer, but then you just found the solution and you're back in it. That's great. And yes, Serg Bell, my first video will be a little different from the other renders just because I'm kicking off the challenge and want to do something that justifies all the other renders. All right, so I'm just kind of on cleanup duty at this point. You know, I'm gonna take a bunch of these assets and make sure that they're not coming out of this building. I have to clean things up a little bit more now. All right, let's see. Let's take this and stretch it out just a bit. Nice, okay. Just making sure none of this stuff pops out of the building. Ooh, it looks like we need a material here. So you can select the object that has a material you want, and you see down on the bottom right, we can search for it by hitting this little folder with the search bar, and that'll take you right to it, and we can drop this on. Nice and easy. Awesome. Clean up, clean up. All right, that's a little overextended. How far does it go on this side? Boom. That one piece, that is one piece. I bet you we could delete it. Grab all of this holding control. Space bar to cycle between position, rotation, and scale. Get it just about centered. And then we can scale it. No, no. I think that's good. Sweet. We're not really seeing anything beyond. I guess this is the last one. Awesome. All right, so the left side looks to be good. We can save ourselves some computer juice and get rid of these because we're not going to see them. The heck is that? Oh, that's a hole. Okay, that's just blocking light for us. That's totally fine. Oh shoot, was that the answer? Is it that nanite does not work with this stuff? Okay, very interesting. Let's turn nanite off for these and let's see. Yeah, you were right. You were right. It's doing some weird stuff with refraction here. Very weird, because the reflections aren't, yeah, they're not quite there right now. I'm still gonna leave the window turned off, but yo, who was that? Let's see. Yeah, Nexib. Brandoom, thank you. Yeah, nanite was the answer. Heck yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna turn it off for now. I'm gonna dive in deep at some point and figure that out. Also, why does it do this? I don't know why. Like, I'll hit save all, and it'll prompt me to like save the new level. I don't know why. Usually it's just save all and that's it. I'm trying to do file, save all, but then it's prompting me to do this new level. I'm like, what the heck? I'm in the same level, so I have to keep making like new versions of the level. So it's asking me again. What the heck? I don't understand that. If you have an answer to what I just tried to describe, at me here in the chat so I can see. I've been trying to figure that one out for a minute. Let's get this back wall going. Or is it duplicated? Is it up here? Probably. Yeah, it looks to be. Just gotta match it up. And let's get it looking good on this side. Sweetness. Beautiful. All right, that's all lined up, looking good. And then I'll duplicate this down. Sweet. All right, the disk button works. Thank you. It is a bug, confirmed. What the heck is this? Rogue sticker, it seems, or decal. Get rid of that. You know what? Let's stand it up and put it on the back here. Man, I learned so much from you guys. It's crazy. Sweet, looking good, looking good. I'll drag this over to the other side. F will snap us to the object. And yeah, that looks good to me. Sweet. Okay. Let's bring this roofing back. All right. So We have... Alright, it goes beyond here. Well, let's get rid of these guys. Clean up. Clean up. This is actually very satisfying. Get our pivot point here in the middle. Let's move it over. Try and eyeball it here so there's a gap of equal amounts, and then we'll scale it. And if we know we can connect it on one side, then that means it should be generally connected on the other side. That looks good to me. Yep. Ah, I love optimizing a scene. It is so satisfying. Sweet. This one, maybe we can crunch this one down. That works. Ooh, this one needs a lot more. Amazing. That we don't have to worry about because we don't even see it. Now, the question is, do these go over the bounds? Let's go to our wide angle. They don't, so we don't have to worry about them. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close and reopen Unreal because I'm getting some weird bugs. Ah, so annoying. Hey. What? Save current level as scene 3. All right. And it crashed. Sweet. What the heck is all this? All right, so all the stuff that we had hidden is back. That's just how it works. Our groups look to be working now, so that's good. Let's turn off the switchboards. Let's group our window. Control G. Yes, it's working now. Let's get rid of these pipes. Let's hide our post-process volume. It's not helping with us with the selection. It's because we're doing a little lens distortion thing. We'll hide the wall pipes. In fact, maybe what we'll do. Wait, why is my performance all up now? I'm worried. What did I delete? Let's bring these down. The wall pipes. Okay. Get rid of this guy for now. Focus on the windows. Okay, so what we want to do is actually give us some borders here. That separate the windows. All right, so let us ungroup this. Control-Shift-G will ungroup. Let's grab this, duplicate it, and I'm gonna scrunch it down. Like so. Let's take a look at our reference, see how they're doing it. Yeah, okay. And I'll mess with the material here in a second. Yeah, just about like that. Okay, cool. That's a thick, very thick building there. What is the best way to do this? Let's see. It's at 7. Let's try it at 4. 4 feels a bit more realistic. All right, so I'm gonna go through here and just skinny these up. As well as this one. Okay. All right. I wish the pivot would stay where you placed it. That would be handy. Cool. Coolio. Sweet. You said there's some Megascans industrial windows that would fit? Shoot, son, you saying I wasted my time building out these windows? That would be unfortunate. Do I even want to see what they look like? Do I even want to see? Let's go to Quixel Bridge. 3D assets. Window. I think we did well. I think we did well. Yeah, we did a good job. They don't have exactly what I need, so that makes me feel a little bit better. All right, let's see. Before we adjust the material on this, let's place them, all right? So I'm gonna go to Control Spacebar, pulls up our content drawer here. Let's go to our sequences, pull that up. I will dock it on the other page, the other window. Go to our wide view and see where these breaks in the windows would be. Control Shift G, I believe, regroups things. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to clear it out for a second and see where these would go. Probably there and there. Corners make the most sense. I could make them skinnier. Wait, what? Now I can't move it? What is going on here? So strange. Right, that's what the corner would look like. I probably want to go a little skinnier on those. And let's select our cine camera actor. Yeah, we can see the view here. We'll pin it. It's gonna go real chunky for a second. Basically, what, 3 of these windows? We did 3 of these windows and then a border. Let's see what that looks like on the sides. Because I don't want to cover up too much of the sky with these borders, because it's all, I mean, I made these windows so that we could see outside, right? Alright, so we just duplicate that. Alt drag. And that takes us out of the scene there, okay. We could go one further if we wanted to, just for lighting wise. Boom. All right, that's not bad. I feel like we can go a little skinnier though on these separators, because I really do want to see a bit more of the outside, especially in the corner here. So let's try more of just like a pillar. Something like that. Point two, whoa. 0.023. At 0.3, what the heck? Yeah, that should work, 0.3. And this one should be 0.3 as well. Point 0.23 and 0.23. Maybe 0.3. 0.3 is good. All right. Let's line this up and see what it looks like. I think this totally works. Yeah, this works. All right, great. So from here, what I'll do, Oh, radical isotope says for architectural and structural realism purposes, the external borders should line up with the interior columns. External borders should line up with the interior columns. Are you saying they should be shifted forward like this?
I think he's saying that the window separators should be lined up with the columns.
Oh, those columns.
Yeah.
I see, I see. Yeah. Yeah. In theory, I'm sure. I'm cheating it a little bit, you know? Gotta cheat it a little bit. I can try it, but... Probably also need one more of these guys over here. And I'll flip it. Something like this. Cool. Let's take these windows. Boom. and then I'm going to adjust the tiling here on these columns. Nice. All right. And I don't need any columns in the back because you can't see them. But let's work on unpin this, get some frame rate back, and work on this material. All right, so you can click the object, and in the details panel, you can see the material attached to it. You can browse to it. And I'm going to right click this and create a material instance of it. And we'll drop it on here. Nothing should change. But let's go into it and adjust the tiling. So I'm going to check the tiling offset on, and we'll just go to default, see what it looks like. Okay, so it's stretched out pretty bad. Let's stand it up. I think 2.5 is what it was at. I think that's what it was at. Oh, okay, so it's jacked up on all dimensions. All right, I'll set it to 0.5 and 0.5, 0.1. All right, not bad at all, except up in here. I wonder, it's looking good. This side too. No, okay, that's looking like trash. That's coming from, okay, yeah, it's all coming from the same thing. Probably not too worried about it, just because, unless, no. I think I'm gonna leave it for now because it's probably not that big of a deal from back there. Let's apply it to this one here as well. Control B. Oh, no. That's for the asset itself. If we want the material, we gotta browse for it. Sweet. All right, let's duplicate this over here, this corner. Awesome, and I'm gonna just duplicate all this stuff over Oh, that's why. Okay, so it just popped into my sequencer on the right. I selected that window and it brought all these windows in. I think I just hit some sort of hotkey to do that. I've noticed that I'll do that from time to time, and it's really annoying. Some sort of Control-Shift-W situation. All right. Yeah. Sweet. That means this side is a little lower, huh? Gosh dang it. Sweet. And like I said, we don't need windows, or not windows, but columns. We technically don't need windows, so I'll probably just ditch the windows here. Go to our wide view. Okay. Ah! We're seeing underneath. Control-Shift-G to ungroup. Let's bring this up just a little bit. Cool. All right. So these windows, let's see if we can't start knocking out. Well, let's take these. Oh, does it? Weird. All right. Control-Shift-G regroups everything. Control-Shift-G ungroups everything and regroups everything. Interesting. I thought it was just for the objects you had selected. Easiest way to do this. All right, let's type main glass and get rid of all of these. Everything that says main glass we will hide. And window glass will do the same. Awesome. Dude, this looks awesome. Heck yeah. This looks great. Okay. Just because things are looking cool, I'm gonna bring our post-process volume back in. And let's get the lighting a little bit more toward what we're going for. What was it, like 1875 or something? That's just nighttime. Bring that sun back in. Oh, this looks great. Jeez. This looks really nice. Cloud coverage 1. Dude, this looks freaking awesome. Wow, okay. Maybe 1750, 1800. Early morning looks cool though. That almost looks fake. That's crazy. That looks awesome. The intensity does a nice job here. This is where some like bloom and glow would actually be nice. Let's see. Fog, a little bit of fog. Always down for a little bit of fog. Cloud cover, just an overcast, foggy morning. Very early morning, like tweak this lighting, 1750 maybe. 0 cloud coverage. Wow, 1750 is like, let's go. Wake up. 1800, like right before the sun comes up. This is just some Starry Night vibes here. We could take the intensity, I don't know, take the intensity up. It's an interesting look. Very interesting look. This is a blast to play with. Okay, let's go to that post-process volume. And let's type bloom. And we want a little bit of it. Alright, that's obviously way too much. Let's try convolution. A bit more accurate. 1.5 is good. I could throw a vignette on it. But I still think this is too bright. It looks really nice. But I think it's a little much. Let's go back to our ultra dynamic sky. And we'll bring that time of day. Wonder if I brought the sun around. 1750, 1700, 1725. Man, it's all looking so good. 1775. Wow, that's intense. Let's take the... Wow, that is saturation at 1. Okay, the intensity will just take to 1. 1750, we'll go 1800. Because I want to do some like night city stuff in the background. So I think it's time to add our cityscape business. All right. So let's hop out of this camera. Pretty sweet. Okay. Let's start playing with some KitBash assets, shall we? So let us see what we got. All right, so KitBash has a bunch of stuff for Unreal 5. I mean, it's all fully supported in Unreal, which is great. See if I can find it. KB3D. We have our Neo Shanghai scene. I believe it is actors we want. There's lots of different things to choose from here. Lots of different buildings. Yes. Yes, we want the big buildings. Building large. Building large A. What on earth does that look like? My goodness. It is massive. It is loading. Wow. Wow. That is too cool. Let's get it out there. That's so sick. Let's push it way out there. Get. Go. Be gone. Wrong way. Way out there. Nice little city in the background here. Amazing. So it'd be cool to have this whole thing just kind of like covered in city. Dude, that is out there. Can't even click on it because of the post-process volume. Ah! All right. Sweet. Okay. I wonder what would happen if we brought back in the switchboards. If that would block too much of our window. We could maybe have some. We probably don't need to have all of them. I think some of them could help. But all of them, that's a bit much. And you're asking, is this scene on the ground floor? Yeah, I believe it is, but we could lower all of this stuff and have it look like it's actually up, way up in the sky. I think could be pretty cool. But we'll get there, we'll get there. I think the first thing we gotta do is just duplicate a bunch of buildings around and build out the look we're going for. It would be cool to have buildings on all sides, but maybe let's start with like a landscape perhaps. Alright, so we can go to landscape mode, shift F2, and it's gonna try and generate a massive landscape for us. I think that feels about right. Let's go ahead and fill the world. I don't, actually, sorry, I should not have done that. Let's try it again. Doubling it every time. Let's see, 16 by 16. I just want it to what it was before. Shoot. That, I think, is about right. Something like this. Yay. Sweet. All right. So we have this massive area. We could paint mountains and all this. All right. What is the quickest way to get some mountains? Probably to use World Creator, make a bunch of mountains, and and then have it be done. I hadn't opened World Creator in a minute. I don't even know if my license is still active. Alright, there should be like a noise mode here. Brush, fall off, brush type, noise. Here we go. Let's see. Noise, we want to sculpt. I rarely use this stuff. Brush size, pretty large. Alright, whoa, obviously freaking crazy. Alright, tool strength, 0.01. And I think that's doing something. I can see it. Yes. Yep, just a little bit. So I kind of just want to build up like a little a ring. Of like mountains around this area. All right, we'll go 0.03. Wow, that's still a lot. Jeez, okay, 0.02. And that alone should be looking like something. All right. From here, it looks like we need to come up with that. Adjust the camera speed. And let's just give ourselves a little bit more exposure here. Matt G Official TV. Yay, I'm glad that you found the old channel. Thank you for joining. Basically, I think what we can do is we can just like... Let's get rid of that. Control, nope, okay, that's all hurting. And we can erode that. There we go. We can take all of this. Let's see, we'll move this whole landscape up to the point where like we can see what's going on. Select the landscape again. Raise it up. Where we can actually see it. And then we'll go back in and actually just kind of punch a hole right in here. So we'll go back to the landscape mode. And we'll select sculpt. Oh! 0.01. And let's choose, we want to push it in. And to do that, what is it? Control or Shift? Shift will push it down. So I'm just making a big old divot in here so it's not blocking our stuff. Doesn't look too hot. Very subtle. Extremely subtle. But let's focus on the building placement now. I got carried away with that landscape. I want maybe a little something like that in the background, but it could be nice just to have buildings, because the buildings only could mean that we are like way high up in some building ourselves. Let's see what else KitBash has. Building B. Ugh. Loading, loading, loading. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna crank this camera speed way up. I'm gonna get out here. And I'm just gonna kind of position these buildings. Start populating the scene and kind of see what we're working with here. I think giving it a ground floor as well will be helpful. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is at 13. We'll just call this minus 1300. Same deal here. Minus 1300. Sweet. Let's bring out window place actors. Let's bring out a plane. We're gonna scale this thing way up. Also bring it to negative 1300. This way we can just place the buildings on this plane. Sweet. F will snap you to the objects. All right, let's see what else they got. Building C. Amazing. Large building D. These all, as you can see, like the first time I brought this out, they take a minute to load, but if you bring it out before, the second time you bring it out, they load very quickly. So that is awesome. Building E, building F, building large G, H, man, it keeps going, I, J, all right, these are medium buildings here. These are our largest. Too cool. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do like a night system. How that's gonna work, but you can open up these actors. Or these blueprints rather. I have no idea. Like blueprints are totally foreign territory for me. So we can find glass. Okay, here's glass black. We can search for glass black. Okay, in the KitBash assets. We can open it up, go to the parent, which will be your master material. So we'll go in here. This is the master material for the glass. And if I set, dude, okay, hold on. Emissive color. It does have emissive color? Oh, wait a second. You're telling me that the material instance already has, let's see, materials. The material instance already has emission built in? What? Normal multiply, refraction, opacity multiply. Base color multiply. Multiply. All right, let's check it again because I feel like we're onto something here. So the emissive color, I think it just needs to be turned into a parameter. Where are you? Emissive color, boom, right here. Right click, convert to parameter, and we'll call this emissive color. And we'll also add something to this. We're gonna hit MS, we'll call this emissive intensity. I feel like we want intensity first. Let's see, yeah, we want, or will this work if I do that? Emissive intensity 0 by default, but if we set it to 1 and we change this emissive color, great, yeah, that's gonna glow, and that is the intensity. All right, amazing. So if we set it to black, it turns off. We'll save this. So now in the material instance, we have this emissive color and emissive intensity. And if we want to actually group it in a more organized way, we can bring it back. We can go to the master material. We can select both the intensity and the emissive color, pop it into a group called emission. We'll save, close out, and you should have it be organized now into emission. Yep, up here. And we can turn on the intensity, and we can give it a color of, say, something orangish. And now these buildings will probably be glowing, yes. Now, to take it a step further, I wonder, can we break up these windows with some sort of noise, some checkered noise, or even some kind of material like what would be the best way to do this? So in theory, if we go to the master materials, we go to this glass black, and yeah, I should definitely like organize this. We can take the emission. This is what we're working with here, is the emission. I always like to be organized, so you can actually group these, select it, hit C, and call this emission. We have base color. Oh, okay, sweet. Metallic and all that stuff goes in here. That's nice. Looks like this is our normal. Let's see. That's our normal. This looks like our refraction up here. Wow, okay, wow, lots of stuff going on with the refraction. Quite a lot. All right. And we have our base color. So for the emission, if we, instead of just having a blanket kind of uniform across everything, I think what we can do, man, that looks super cool though. I think what we can do is break it up. We want to break it up so it looks like a night scene. And the most ideal way to do this would be to like build out some sort of black and white texture or even a color texture in Photoshop or something, or Substance, whatever, and pipe that into the, like as a lerp or something in here. Now, I don't exactly know what, we have a checker pattern. And this checker pattern, if we did this with a lerp, if I hold L and this pipes into, how would this work? How would this work exactly? Let's do, is it world position? Oh boy, that's intense. And tiling, we'd have to, what, multiply with a scalar parameter? Set that to like, set it to 1 or something. $100, 1,000. Okay, it's not multiplying with, maybe I just pipe that into there. Yeah. 1.1. Let's just see if this is doing anything for our mission. Whoa! That is the most trippy. Oh my god. What is it? 0.01? That's crazy looking. It's like every other row. So you could just do that. You can multiply this with like a bunch, or add this to a bunch of different materials or textures to get you a different look for buildings at night. But for now, I think we can keep it pretty simple. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that. I'm going to be doing a real in-depth version of that for the final, I believe. But for now, we can stick with this single material. And this is good for now. If we go back to our scene, you see it's just a bit too much, you know? A little too much going on. And I'll just kind of position these around. I think probably what I'll do is just go back to the glass, turn off the emission. Those are the lights themselves. Glass black, here we go. Sweet, just leave them as is. And we can take the lights themselves and crank them. Base color, yeah, let's give this like a warm. Oh, where is that for? Let's see. That's bright. Alright, I'll just kind of position these guys around and make different little clusters, building clusters. I love Unreal Engine, man. It's so fast. So this group here, we can grab all these. And just kind of position it, rotate it around. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, with the lights on, it's gonna look really nice. Let's get these guys going. And I wonder if I rotate the sky, if it'll actually reflect off of the building glass. And I think that could be a pretty sweet look. So let me try and flip this ultra sky around. Ultra dynamic sky. Does it work like this? Can I just rotate it? Doesn't appear so. All right, so let me try, let's try sun. Sun, yes, okay. Sun angle. There we go. Let's do a full 180 on this thing. And if we, let's see. All right, these windows should reflect this thing. If I start to pick this up a little bit. Yeah, you see it off the rooftops really nicely. And what we could do is actually go into the window master material. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so we go into the window master material. Let's do that. Glass black. All right. And let's give it metallic. All right, it has metallic, it seems. But I'm gonna get rid of that and make it my own. And basically just want to turn these things chrome. So we'll set the metallic to 1. Base color. So we can switch it, right? We can actually say, we can do a switch parameter and say chrome question mark. And when you toggle chrome on, so true, it starts false, so it's not toggled. But if you check it on, it will basically, let's see, false would be the current setup for base color. True would be true would be a solid. I think a white solid. And specular, we need specular. Specular, do we need specular? Let's see. What is stopping this from doing its thing? Roughness. I don't want to mess this thing up too much. This needs to be turned on. There we go. There we go. There we go. I just need to check the true box. If I pipe this into metallic though, do we get... Okay. I don't think we need specular. And then for this metallic, I'll also do another switcher. It's called a switch parameter. And this will be called chrome metallic question mark. This is called chrome color question mark. This is kind of like a janky way to do it, but false is just default, how it's currently set up. True is metallic 1 plugged in. And we want to set it to true. Default to not true. And we right click, these are already parameters, that's good. I'm gonna grab this, and put it in a group called Chrome. And we'll save. And hopefully now when we go into this material, we can click Chrome color, Chrome metallic, checkboxes yes and yes, which turns it metallic, which then reflects the light, the sunlight properly. Yeah. I won't say properly, I'll just say it reflects it more so. Alright, so now when we're back in our scene, we should be getting some light from the sunlight. And if I were to go ahead and get that sunlight back to 1750, 1800, and then turned up the intensity to like 5. So you're going to start to see a little bit of that reflected in those buildings. And I think the more we actually rotate this thing, oh man, let me hit ray trace reflections. Shoot, this is dangerous territory. Post-process volume, we can turn it on. And we'll go to reflection, method, ray traced. Oh, interesting. So it looks like this glass. It's like going through. I think it needs... It's transparent. It's because it's transparent. We don't want it to be transparent. In this case, so we need to set up so the opacity. Okay, there's actually a switcher for that. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Glass black. Yeah, let's set the opacity multiplier to 1. 0 should... Yeah, huh. Okay. One and 0. Fraction blend. 5. So I don't want to jack things up too much here. Yeah, you see that? You see how you're still seeing through this thing, even though it's no metallic. So I think there's some sort of see-through thing that's probably just the opacity. But this isn't doing anything for some reason. It's a small thing that I think I'm just going to dive into in detail a little bit later. I don't know if I need to go this far currently. But if we rotate the position of the sky. We search for sun. I think we had set that to 180 sun angle. Yeah, we can start moving this around and catch a bit more reflection on those buildings. It's kind of a way to like cheat the lights a little bit. I have to figure out the opacity thing if I want to get it looking just right, but it's not too bad. Not too bad just to kind of like work in this look here. Oh, man, I've been in it. How are y'all doing? You guys have any questions? We've been at it for a minute here. I'm down to take a little mini break and then maybe hop back in for just a touch more, but I pretty much did everything I set out to do. We can maybe open up some of these windows here or something. Maybe drop in. Oh, I have to figure out the glass stuff. Yeah, that's just gonna be tutorial town. I'm not gonna put y'all through that. Brandoom, yo! Been watching your videos throughout my art studies and just graduated. Congratulations on your graduation. That's awesome, Brandoom. Thanks for the inspiration and keep up the awesome work. Absolutely, man. Thank you for the support. Thank y'all for the continued support and coming back here and watching these. We got one more week left on the 3D challenge here. We're gonna see hundreds, thousands, I will say thousands of submissions come in here over this last week. So it's gonna be incredible. I really wish you all the best of luck here on this last week. Definitely try and not push it to the end. Get a version out as fast as you can so you at least have something. And then we'll go from there, basically. You tweak, add little tweaks where you can. So for me, I'm pretty much just gonna get these buildings all set. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm gonna get the character all hooked up this week, because if without the character, there's no render. So I gotta get them looking good. And from there, once my character is nice and solid and I have a version rendered out, then I can go back in and start adding little tweaks here and there where I feel it's necessary. Woo! What has it been, like 3 hours or so? 3.5 hours? Yeah, I'll probably go back in for just a little bit more, but I feel like I might end it a little early today. Let's see. Why don't I use MetaHuman instead of DAZ? Because MetaHuman does not give me the amount of control that I want. I want a very specific character. I want to be able to do cloth simulations. I need a naked character, essentially, so that I can do cloth simulations over that character. And I'm not, as far as I believe, the MetaHuman workflow only gives you a handful of clothes. And I'm sure you can get a bunch of different looks and stuff, but yeah, I found that the DAZ workflow was best for what I was trying to do specifically in this case. All right. Looking a little bright here. 1 second, y'all. 2 seconds here. There we go. Let's turn down this brightness. That's a little bit better. Nice. If you guys have any questions, I am down to answer. Let's do a little Q&A right now before we call it. If you hit me with the @pwnisher in the live chat, I can see it a little bit more clearly. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this process. I'm very happy with the art that I've put out so far. Or I hadn't put it out, but I'm happy with how it's going. I hope you're all feeling good about your art as well. It really makes me want to do a challenge that doesn't involve characters, because so much of my struggle was in the character side of things this time around. It'd be nice to do, I don't know, any number of something that isn't a character-based thing. So we'll see. You know, we're always trying to switch it up with these challenges every time we do one. So maybe this next one we get real unique with it. We'll see. We'll do some brainstorming on it. Flea guy. What kind of work do you mostly do nowadays? I full-time work on this channel. All my work is just doing videos, making videos. Educational 3D videos for everybody, creating art, doing breakdowns on the art. That is all the work I do. I don't do freelance work. I don't do part-time work at one place or another. It's literally this YouTube channel. There's the Patreon, which helps out. I sell a very small amount of assets, separate. Of course, those are included in the Patreon. And then, you know, ad integrations on YouTube is a big chunk of it. The views on YouTube alone aren't a fraction of enough to pay the bills. But it's doing the brand deals and the integrations that really help me live and do YouTube full time. So when I do say, you know, click the link in the description, I try not to push it too hard and all that stuff. I know you guys don't like being advertised to, and you're advertised to 24/7. I really don't like it. I don't like being advertised to all the time. Again, which is why I try and structure the brands on this channel, the integrations on this channel, as much as I can, specifically to, first off, what I like. And I think if I keep it personal and unique to me, then it'll be a little bit more unique to you. I try and keep it as genuine as possible. So yeah, that's work for me these days. Working on the movie, writing a movie, and then trying to take some free time to myself as well. Went rock climbing yesterday. That was great. Getting back into it. Flame, it is awesome seeing you go from a box to a beautiful scene. Good job. Thank you. Will, all right. Your background is just 2D. You're a fashion designer that wants to start working with 3D. What program might be best for a beginner, or beginner that is, or a program that is great for clothing and flowability? Well, I know that Marvelous Designer is a pretty amazing program, and maybe one of the best when it comes to doing clothing. I think it was made for designing clothing first and foremost, and then, you know, people like myself, well, I hadn't picked it up yet, but people like myself have picked it up to include it as a 3D simulation for their clothing and whatnot. So that's a great program. But if you're trying to get into 3D, I would say Blender is probably the fastest way to do so. It's free. It's powerful. You can do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of tutorials for it. I myself use Cinema 4D, but you know, to each their own. And Unreal Engine is also free. It's a pretty deep dive, but it's definitely doable. It's possible, as you see here on the streams. You can go back to the first stream where I used Unreal Engine. Pretty crazy. Reillusion released a free auto rigger this week. Could be a game changer. That is good to know. Very good to know. Auto rigging is very tricky. You're taking a base mesh and you're giving it bones so that you can move it and animate it. And for me, anytime I auto rig or do auto weights basically means if I move this finger here, then the middle, if I'm just trying to move my index finger, but it's also pulling on my middle finger, then your weights are off. You need to paint the weights better. You need to unpaint the weights here so it's colors. Like if the finger is red, the middle finger should be yellow. That way when you move red, it doesn't move yellow. But you see how my middle finger's kind of moving a little bit? It would have a little bit of red in it. right? So that's painting weights. You can move your finger and your head will dip down like that. That's because your weights are all jacked up. So the auto rigging, auto weight stuff is always tough for me because it never quite does it right. And it always comes down to just the manual process. But I hadn't discussed, I am not the one to talk about character workflows, all right? It is darkness for me, all right? And I'm trying to figure it out as well. How hard has it been to avoid the temptation and looking at the Discord and everyone's works in progress that are sharing there? I don't need to stop myself. I could definitely look. I could look there anytime. I love it. I love looking at the submission form, actually. Seeing the final renders come in is amazing. And then, yeah, hanging out in the discussion channel is cool, too. Seeing all your guys' works in progress. It really is the best part of the challenge. Having everyone's work come in, having the music come in, and bringing it all together is just the absolute best. How long have I been using Unreal? Just about 2 years now. Just a little under 2 years. You want to learn it, but your PC can't run it. Have you tried with Unreal 5? Give it a shot. It's pretty powerful, and it's... I hear... I mean, this is my full-time job. I have a pretty beefed up rig at this point. So I can't say it should work for everybody. I understand. But give Unreal 5 a shot. See if it's not a little easier on you. Maybe you tried 4 and it was a little chunky. 5, they're doing a lot of things with Nanite to make it a lot more performance capable. Let's see, any other questions, y'all? Why do I use a pen instead of a mouse? Great question. Many of you know the answer to this. So, you know, I have a mouse here. There's technically, I have two computers. My old computer, this is the new one from Puget. My old one that I built while I was at Rocket Jump with my buddy Danny. That old computer is the stream machine now. So Sotomonte basically parsecs into it, and all of the stuff that you're seeing here, my computer, my display, my camera, all of that stuff is plugged into my stream machine. So I'm able to download stuff. I'm able to, you know, I don't have to worry about bandwidth. The stream is separate from the work I'm doing, but the work is piped into the stream. Very long-winded answer. I got derailed quick. So I have a mouse for that. That's the only reason I have this mouse, is so I can quickly just mouse over, let Sotomonte in, and then that's all I use the computer for. The Wacom tablet, this thing is great because it's all wired up. But y'all know, it's part of the challenge here. Wacom has 2 days left for their sale. They have an Intuos Pro sale. The link is also in the description. This one's just shoutouts to Wacom. I don't get anything for this. That's totally fine. I just love them. I love what they do. They're giving money off on small, medium, and large Pro tablets, Intuos Pro tablets. But these things are great. I was turned on to them by a friend who worked on the Marvel title sequences over at Rocket Jump, and he was like, it's just so much better. It saves your wrist from any carpal tunnel or injury that you would have from a mouse, and just that alone was pretty much all I needed to hear, because I want to be able to do this for a long time, and being as healthy as possible is very, very important to me. So that was reason number one. Reason number two was it would make painting in Photoshop, drawing a lot easier. I love drawing, so that was a hobby for me. But then at a certain point, I'm like, I can use the tablet for everything. So, I do everything short of play PC games with it. Some PC games you can play with it, but I don't play too many PC games at this point anymore. Mostly PlayStation and Switch. So that's the pen tablet, the Intuos Pro. Love those things. Any other questions? I'm looking at the @pwnishers here. C Cody, thank you. This is an old school shirt. It's chipping away. This is a prized shirt. It only has a few more washes left. Trevor, are you handling the burnout better these days? You were pretty stressed out a while back after leaving Corridor. Yes, I am handling it so much better. For a couple of reasons. One, I was putting out a video every single week, and that was killing me. I was streaming every single week. And on top of that, I was trying to make videos like art breakdowns and run challenges and all this and that. At the same time. And I am very ambitious. I bite off a lot more than I can chew. And about a year ago, I kind of maxed out. I put out a whole video on it too. It's called, what the heck is it called? It's called Snacks. Why we can't live off of snacks. I want to do bigger projects. And crunching so hard every single week to do these little bite-sized, I just gotta make the week. Oh, what the heck am I gonna do? I had no time to think. After streaming on a Saturday, I'm like, I'm done. Until Monday, and I'm like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do for this week's stream? No! And it was very stressful. So I switched to a video once every 2 weeks. So 2 videos a month. Switching to that schedule was great. So that's 1 stream a month and 1 pre-edited packaged video a month. Obviously the challenge months are a little bit different. I like to stream with you guys every single weekend on my piece of art to support you, and there's no other time to get this work done than on the weekends. So it seems at some point, but or sometimes it seems that way. So that was one, is going to 2 videos every month. The other was trying to find help. So getting Sotomonte to join me here for these streams and help me out as a stream producer and run things behind the scenes and get the streams set up is a huge help. So shout outs to you, Soto. And also getting an editor too. Finding an editor was a big one. They can help me cut the brand integrations. They can help me cut, the big videos that I do as well. So that is huge. That is the best, really. That gives me time to work on my movie, to write the movie. It gives me time to take a break and enjoy myself, and take the breaks that I need in order to be able to come here and work to the best of my ability. So those 2 things, getting help, and not pushing myself as hard. And you know what? It's funny, because like, if you watch the video when I left Corridor, Sam, Nico, and Ren each gave me a piece of advice. And both of those things that I did to make my life a little bit better are directly from their advice, which is crazy. Nico said, live your life, it's not all about work. And Ren said, never, what did he say? He said, you can always ask for help. And those 2 things, amazing. Sam's piece of advice said, sometimes you just gotta put it out. You just gotta put the video out. Even if it's not up to what you want, it's time to just let it go and move on. And that's been helpful for me throughout, all 3 of their pieces of advice have been amazing. What else, y'all? I think that's about it. That is about it. I think with that, I'm gonna head out, y'all. I'm gonna, join my wife here. She's at a baby shower, so we're gonna hit that up. I'm gonna go to the park and enjoy me some food. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is the last week. It's a big week for all of us. Hang in there. Get a version that you can submit rendered ASAP, and then at least you'll have something to submit when it comes to the challenges. And then spend the rest of your time just tweaking and making it better, making it better, making it better. All right, so get that render out, solve all the glitches. Then from that point, you have a passable render to submit, and then make it a little bit better day by day. I'm gonna be doing that this week, starting with the character, getting my character solid, knocking it out. I'm not working on any more environment. I'm not touching the environment until I get that character solid. And then I'm gonna do a render, and then I can tweak and do some details. So that's what I'll be doing. Monday, we will have a little town hall meeting on the Discord server, so definitely don't miss that. We'll be talking to you guys, bringing you up onto the stage, chatting for 5 minutes per person about the challenge, what it was like for yourself, how you enjoyed it, what you're still working on, what you look maybe for the next challenge, maybe getting some ideas with the next challenge. So I'd love to hear from y'all. That's gonna be Monday at, I believe, noon is when we usually do it. That's Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the Discord server, there's an event. It's already up there, top left. So just take note. Actually, no, I lied. It's not up there, but it will be up there. Noon PST on Monday. Okay, be there. I think that's everything, y'all. If there's any more KitBash codes left, there's only 50 when we started the stream. 30% off. Meditation 30 is the code. If y'all want to get yourself some KitBash kits, they are the best. We'll be giving away more 1 week from now. On the very final stream, we'll be giving away some more KitBash codes. Yeah, check out Wacom. They got their sale popping off. If you guys are trying to buy an Intuos Pro tablet, I love them. They've helped me out. Kept my wrist safe. They're running that for 2 more days. You know, I don't know. Good luck. Good luck for the rest of the week. I'll see you guys in the server. I'll see you on that town hall meeting on Monday. And I'll see you back here on Saturday for the final stream, y'all. The final one. So have a good one. Much love to you guys. Thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend. Peace out, y'all. Later.